Let's talk right now about obesity, because the fattest patients are placing twice as much strain on NHS funds. Is that really a surprise, though? Obese patients, well, certainly those who are morbidly obese, a body mass index of more than 40, those patients will cost the NHS an average of extraordinary £1,375 per year, maybe not even going into hospital, not even needing an operation, but just, just generally appointments with the GP, prescriptions and any other hospital admissions they do have. But that is double the £638 each year that it costs for those of healthy weight in terms of their healthcare from the NHS. So should this, as many who are campaigning on this issue say, should this actually be a sticking, I suppose, a point for the government to get involved and to tackle obesity? Well, let's talk to Steve Miller. He's director of Fatnosis. That's a hypnotherapy weight loss service. Good morning to you, Steve.
Good morning to you.
Thank you very much for joining me. Now, I mean, when you see these figures, you talk about, slim people are basically costing the NHS a lot less than very, very fat people. You think, well, yeah, that's a bit of a no-brainer, isn't it? We know, your chances of needing having any health problems and needing health care of any sort are much higher if you're heavy. But this study, people are saying obese patients, but it's not just obese, i.e. anyone over 30 BMI. It's with a BMI of over 40. Now, I'm 5'10". Mine would need to be 20 stone. I mean, I'd be the size of an elephant if I had a BMI of 40. Of course I would have health problems at that point. Goodness knows how many and would need more treatment. I mean, is this rather obvious? Is this telling us anything new, this study?
No, but listen, the reality here, Julia, is that over the last X number of years, what we've done successfully in the UK is we've normalised obesity. And what we've also done is we've come out with more excuses. I've put every excuse in the cookbook. And what we now have is we have a nation that has gone from the catwalk to the fat walk. It's gone like that. So what we need to do is actually stop blaming the government for a start taking personal responsibility, stop whinging about it, stop moaning about it, and stop yelling and squealing those two words every time you talk about obesity, which are fat shaming.
Can I just say, Steve Miller, I couldn't agree with you more on this. I've been overweight, never obese. Just put a bit, a couple of stone on. You have a baby and a few. You get a bit lazy, a little bit of late night comfort eating and all the like. And we come and go, put a bit of weight on during the second lockdown and the like. But actually, I think the problem we've got really is the normalisation of obesity. There have been a huge host of adverts I've noticed lately, largely for women's products, whether it's tampons or deodorant or whatever it is, which almost appear to be celebrating obesity. Like, oh, isn't it wonderful that I'm absolutely the size of a house? Rolls of fat. I mean, really unhealthy. But it's all about celebrating normal, average bodies. We should never normalise obesity as an okay thing. I don't think we should be pointing at people going, oh, you're fat and being horrible. That's bullying. That's nasty. But we shouldn't be saying it's okay and it's normal. It's not okay and it's not normal.
Well, I feel like giving you a round of applause from here in the Yorkshire Dales, I tell you. But there is a new song out. It's like a song, and it's called "If You're Happy and You're Fat, Clap Your Hands." That's where we've gone, and it's got to stop. You are absolutely correct. It's not about being horrid. It's not about being nasty to people, but it is about saying, start owning your body, stop blaming the government. You do know what to eat to be slimmer, because people do, right?
They do.
And start taking action.
But we're always told people can't afford to lose weight, they don't know how to lose weight, and they can't do it on their own because the supermarkets and the manufacturers and the takeaways bombarding them with all this information. Here's all this lovely high-fat food. Come and eat it, and they haven't got the self-control. That's what we're told, that it's not our fault and that the government needs to act to get all these nasty influencers telling us to eat more and of the bad foods. They need to control them. Do you agree?
Well, I want to take on the point about the affordability of healthy food. Yes, it's a fair point in this day and age with cost of living crisis. However, number one, the supermarkets, if they were more proactive to promote the cheaper food that they do have, and they do have it, that would really help. But also, if you look deep, it does not have to be overly expensive
Exactly.
to live healthily.
Absolutely.
It does not. And I say that.
It's just such a load of nonsense that people can't afford to. When I've been my poorest, when I've been literally, I haven't got enough money to get on the bus to work, poor, I was really slim. I looked fabulous. That's all I can say. And we generally don't see obesity around in really, really poor countries, funnily enough. But do you think the government should do something? We're told, it's where I can't find anything in my local supermarket because it's not on the end of the aisle anymore because it can't be, because apparently I'll then see it and then I'll buy it and then I'll be fat. Should the government take over this, or do you think it really does just need to be personal responsibility?
The government need to be more ballsy. They need to be more ballsy.
Doing what?
And they need to be saying, rather than all this, health education that we've had for years and years and years, by the way, and it's all available online, free of charge.
Yeah.
What they need to be saying is, you are the one responsible. They need to be more like the Japanese, right? They're dead blunt with it.
Oh,
They're
yes.
fair but firm, right? It's your issue. You are fat. And actually, if you're not taking responsibility, you're going to start paying for some of your medical treatment.
That's the territory we're going to get to. Stephen Miller.
Absolutely.
I think we may end up getting there. I'm not entirely sure we should, but who knows? Steve Miller, director of Fatnosis, a hypnotherapy weight loss programme. Really appreciate you joining us. Great to talk to you. Thank you very much indeed.